what it is, you massive kids. How'd you do? My name's Theo, and welcome to a brand new Dammit Open. Feels good, baby. You know what it is. Boxes, robots, me, bad shirts, that's the show. So yes, feels good to be doing a normal one of these again. I've been trying out streaming for the last couple. It's kind of good fun, but like, they always come out about 2 hours, and that's kind of a lot. Like, not everybody's got time in their life to sit down and do that. But it's been pretty fun so far. Plenty of interaction on the go. It's kind of a giggle. And if you've not been watching, you may have been missing out on giveaways. So I must say congratulations to Davey Munn for winning the one on the last stream. That was Revenge of the Fallen Bludgeon and Hunt for the Decepticons Banzai-tron with upgrade sword things, and they've gone to our mate Davey. So nice one, my friend. See if we got something for you today. So what we're doing today is, this is an official one. Hasbro have sent me a big box of robots. I think it's all like recent generations-y things for me to check out and show off. So we're just gonna do that. So there's nothing from the PO box today. This is hot, new product, fresh from the source. Shall we? Oh boy, that's a lot of product. Have you ever seen a more beautiful sight? This is a good year for sexy packaging. Where to begin with this? Oh god. I'm just gonna pluck one out and see what it is. You, I think. Oh mate, Dead End, hell yeah. You know, I wasn't gonna do the Stunticons. I was gonna sort of sit them out and stick with the Combiner Wars version, but they just keep showing up. Like after PulseCon, the Hasbro gang sent me a bit of a thank you basket, and it had Dragstrip in it, who I already had, so gave that to a mate, and Motormaster. I wasn't gonna do it, but you know, I might as well now. Picked up Wild Rider locally the other day, and I gotta say, they've all been pretty good so far. I love the accessory packaging recently. They just come in a little paper bag. They just wrapped up like fish and chips. I kind of love that. It's like, I refuse to be precious about packaging. I don't have room in my life to keep the boxes anymore. And that just kind of encourages it. It's just, who cares? It's a little paper bag. Just put it in the bin, for God's sake. So while I do appreciate the sheer purple beauty and aesthetic majesty of the Legacy design trends, the artwork is uniformly gorgeous. The logo is awesome, but also, put it in the bin. Dead end, dead end, dead end, dead end, dead end. There must have been 9 or 10 dead ends, right, in Combiner Wars? So I wonder if we'll see any repaints of this lad. This is a very good looking bot, actually. These joints are very swooshy. The G1 Menasor toy is one of my favorite robots I've ever seen. He's a rectangle made of shoulders. It's brilliant. So the cartoon aesthetic, I struggle with it. Like, it's so simplified and it's a different shape and the head's like on top instead of a mask. So I just don't know. It just doesn't quite work for me. But Dead End on his own, I've never seen him looking so good. These guns are sweet. They're like little Star Wars blasters. I feel like I've seen Cassian Andor lob somebody one of these. Look at these feet. That is barely a foot. Come on. It's visibly a bit of car. That's kind of fine. I think it looked worse on renders. Like, I saw the promo images of this, and the feet look dreadful on that. But in hand, not so bad. Chest is decent. It looks like metally and robot-esque, like a cyber lad. Love the purple visor and the orange face. That's a decent upper robot. The legs are a little strange, like a leather sofa down there, but I kind of dig it. This is a good looking dude. The thing about Stunticons is it's always a bloke that folds up into a car. It's never that difficult to figure out how they work. Watch me get this wrong. So this comes over. What kind of car is he? Does it matter? That comes away. These shuffle up, right? Shuffle-upagus. So the head, that folds up. This, right, yeah, got it. Beautiful. Doors and hands flip around, wheels fold down. That's actually quite clever. That's cleverer than it needs to be. There's a big theme with these guys of them being transformations of two halves. Like Dragstrip literally comes in half. I don't know where Dead End goes. Is he a leg? I know there's a default version of Menasor, but I've never learned what it is. Look at this. That is a smooth maroon mobile. And we bop these on the back. That's kind of neat with these, with the current Stunticons, because the old ones would have like a giant gun that would hook around, but these ones, they just give you like the normal little handgun and then a second one of that, and they can double as the big gun. I think that's kind of neat, man. Hell yeah. Deluxe Transformers Legacy Dead End. Not bad. I love the on top headlights. What use are those going to be on the road, lighting upwards like that? Point is, it looks sick. I'm gonna have to grab Breakdown at some point and just finish the set, because the rest of these have been really good. You know what it is? Menasor I can take or leave, but the Stunticons individually, I'm into it. Dragstrip is fantastic. Dead End, big fan. Motormaster's great, so I might just get them and never combine them. How's that? Am I allowed? Is there shelf space? That's the bigger question. Dead End, baby! One down, let's do another. All right, this is Transformers Legacy, Voyager class, Armada Starscream. So I think this is the first Armada Armada release in Legacy, right? Apart from there was that Siege Hotshot that was a repaint of Hound, but are we counting that? Kinda. I know Hotshot's coming, and we've seen Armada Prime on the poster. That's very exciting. But Starscream is terribly exciting, and also currently in my hand as I'm speaking. Let's go! LFG. It kind of goes without saying that I'm quietly hoping there'll be a Skywarp version of this, but I'm not counting on it. Armada Skywarp was barely a character. I've already got 2 versions of it. You know what? I'm getting them out. Oh, look. I'm fatter than you thought. This was the big, chunky lad, gigantic Mega Class, is it? Version of Armada Skywarp, but as per usual, he shares a mold with Starscream and Thundercracker and I think Ramjet. Simply a beefy, spectacular boy with a giant foldy sword, 1 wing, and a giant Pteranodon swoop crest bouncing off his head there, which is the only, like, unique feature of Skywarp. And this is the version of him that they made out of the Thrilling 30 Deluxe Starscream. Once again, the same figure, but like with a slightly different head and in purple. So it would be nice, hypothetically, to have a Voyager version to go between Skinny Deluxe and Chunky Mega. So that's your little retrospective lightning round. Shall we bring it up to date? Ooh, Starscream. Very prone right there. Hope he had a safe word. And we have extra wing swords, so his wing doesn't come off. And some kind of blue, spacey sword. Oh, it's the, oh, right. That's totally the, Star Saber, isn't it? Look, it's made out of like a Concorde jet on the end there, and a second one facing the other way with their tails jammed in, ass to ass. And whatever this guy is, the third one. That's neat. I would be surprised if we got many mini-cons during Legacy. Famously, the Micromasters didn't do very well. I see them all over the place in like discount bins in Game or like House of Fraser or something. Like Micromasters didn't sell great, I don't think. And honestly, I'm pretty tired of them. They take up more space than you think, because you end up buying loads of them. So I'll be very surprised if we got many mini-cons coming through in a meaningful way. And that's a neat sort of cheat way to do them without actually doing them. Anyway, Transformers Generations Legacy Armada Universe Starscream. That's a lot of qualifiers. That's a funny lad, I gotta tell you. He's strangely formed. We have a waist swivel that's very active, but it can only go that far because of his giant friggin' plane dick. Arms are very full. That's so many joints in those arms. He's got like double elbows and double shoulders. That's a lot of flexibility. So we have that, but it's kind of a lot. And this backpack doesn't really want to stay flush. I don't think it's supposed to, because you've got like stash option there to keep it safe. Or we can flip the old cannons up and over. Okay. Oof. God, he is gonna get you. Do we have missiles? Do these go in there? I don't imagine. That can't be the reason that's there. That's for blast effects, right? Is that a thing? I suppose that's weapon storage / quadrupod mode. Like if he really doesn't want you to try it, Anakin. But I gotta tell you, that's a good looking lad. Plastic feels great. The size is very satisfying. It feels like a proper lad. Like a real, like, total transformer on the go. Does that make sense? It feels like a proper one, you know? Voyager is the best size class. We know this. It is a little weird that, like, the wing isn't the sword, and the sword just looks like the wing, but it doesn't really. I don't know if I love that. The sword is a weird one. This one, I think, is neat. This one feels like a cheap out. Hate to say it. Solid stuff, man. It's working for me. Can I have a purple one? Construction-wise, things are not as they were during the Armada years. I mean, in terms of pure chonk, I think it's unfair to compare anything to Armada, because these are the heftiest toys you've seen in your life. It does have a bit of the chonk, while maintaining modern articulation and detail standards. I definitely prefer this to the deluxe one. Like, this was okay, but the backpack's very rattly and never really worked, and like, it never seemed to want to stay standing up. It definitely feels like an upgrade from the last one, and like, I do enjoy that we now have a G-axis that doesn't try and ape off this mold. That guy needed a whole fresh take, and he got it. And I still can't quite believe it. So we have a Voyager class G-Axis and a Voyager class Armada Starscream that share no parts, totally separate engineering. That is wild. What a time to be alive. I'm just guessing now. Is this right? I'll try and do the best I can for you. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we swing that up. The head kind of sinks of its own accord. And the legs, that opens clearly. Talented kids, we mean it, really. Leg does a thing. Don't know if I'm getting this right. Yeah, that goes that way, doesn't it? That goes that way. I need the instructions, please. I nearly got there, but I was bamboozled by the legs. We turn the legs to face inwards, and then we fold them around, snap them closed, and then these bits meet in the middle? All right, I don't feel bad about needing help with that. Never quite seen that move before. The arms just kind of come to rest right here, and I think we have a boy. You know what? That's pretty tidy. That's a neat jet mode. Like, it both feels very now and very Armada, because I suppose that's exactly what it is. It has the Armada chonk and the sort of spacey inventiveness. The aesthetic is just right. The colors, God, just red and black with the smooth cobalt cockpit. Very Red Wing. Very Windblade. What happened to Windblade? Where'd she go, huh? And the cannons do the thing. I, for one, think that's quite tidy. It needs missiles. It needs to go pew. It needs to pew. It needs a sound chip that plays some Linkin Park or something. You become a part of me. Yeah, I'll take it. That's a neat figure. If I had grown up with Armada and was into an update, I think this would probably scratch the itch. It's not quite as massive and chonky as the original Armada toys, but nothing is. Gosh, I hope we get some more Unicron trilogy stuff, man. We got Override, that's mad, but I'd love a new Crumple Zone to go with her. I'd love a new Megatron. The Combiner Wars one, wasn't quite there, was it? I'd love a new version of a spiky head, massive tank Megatron. Cyclonus, man. We got Spinister, do something with that. So that's Legacy Armada Starscream. I don't know about you, I think that's pretty solid. What if it was purple? Lovely stuff. Anyway, let's do a Bayverse one. Remember the Bayverse? God, it's just been G1 all the way down for ages, hasn't it? He says, having just shown off an Armada toy. But yes, this is Transformers The Last Night Studio Series Hot Rod number 93. God, 93. That's mad. Didn't even think there were that many Baybots. But I suppose you got like World War II Bumblebee, different Bumblebee, Camaro, Junker, Volkswagen Bumblebee, Megatron, Galvatron, Megatron, and Hot Rod. Anyway, God, this is odd, isn't it, on the Studio Series things, how they have the backdrop in there, but then they attach the toy to a different, smaller backdrop. I mean, it's fine. It shows you what you're getting, and it allows them to ruin this one with twisty ties. It's very odd the first time it happens. Je m'appelle Hot Rod. God, that was crap, wasn't it? That was the only thing they could think of to do with Hot Rod. You know that's what happened. You know they were sitting around in the writer's room, and then somebody goes, Hot Rod. Oh, that sounds French, doesn't it? That's funny, isn't it? Anyway, and then that's all they could think of, and they put it in the film. Like, this is actually a pretty sweet robot design. I always enjoyed how Hot Rod looked, apart from his little beak. I thought the robot was really cool. The colors are great. We have backdrop. Oh, yes. It's the, frankly, dizzying scene from The Last Night when they raced through London. Wasn't it Newcastle? Or was it like they filmed most of it in London and did some pickups in Newcastle? I don't know. I wasn't there. But that's one of those scenes that just falls right out of my head. The Last Night was such a state. They're like racing through the town. They stop at somebody's house. Rebecca Front's there talking about sex dungeons. Anthony Hopkins is like, oh, bollocks to you, dude. What the hell was that? How was that a film? Anyway, toys. It says in the instructions there's a gun, but I don't see a gun. Je suis Hot Rod. Je n'ai pas un gun. Where's your bubble gun? Where's your bubble gun? Have I dropped it somewhere? Je ne sais pas. Anyway, I'm gonna go and get the other Hot Rod, because the comparison is mad. This is the original Transformers The Last Night Hot Rod, and I have always hated it. It's just such an ugly mess, man. It doesn't look that much like him, and it famously doesn't work. Like, I tried to transform it, but it had two of the same something, and this hung around for years. I remember seeing a big stack of them in the Entertainer in Birmingham. I think that was 2019, so they just didn't move. What a state. What a shame. The new version, it's a little smaller, but it's much tighter. It's a much more good-looking bot. And I gotta say, I really prefer the sort of gunmetal and orange to this just black and silver and red. It doesn't look like him. It's not a terrible color scheme in its own right, but it's incorrect, and it's on a NAF toy, so what do you got? Oh, mon dieu! Anyway, this is a pretty sweet fella. He's dynamic and filled with joints and things. These are generally very good, the Studio Series toys. I just remember being very taken aback by how much I enjoyed Shadow Raider, because that was a repaint of Studio Lockdown, and the original Hot Rod was a repaint of Age of Extinction Lockdown, right? I think that's right. And this just feels like as fun as that was. This is hitting me in the same way that did. It's like alive and defiantly sort of aggressive in that Bayverse way. They just murder everybody, but they're gonna look cool doing it, and it's gonna be a wild time. There's gonna be explosions and babes and rock music, and that is the vibe. It's very jock rod, why not? Right, instructions. We're doing this with instructions because it's Bayverse and I'm clumsy and old and I will snap it. These little tabs pop out and we swing these hips, swivel the legs inward, the wheels fold that way, swing these feet in, heels out. I got you, boo. We have 1 foot kinda done. Yep, that's it. That's the way. There we are. 1 full butt end. Bit of this. Fill out those doors. Head swivel. Lift up that chest. Swing that. Open this. Plant these. Oh, I see. God, that's very clever, actually. That's the hood. Wing that roof. God, this is so much more complicated than the G1 style, lads. I'm here for it. I do enjoy a slightly more complex, but still deluxe class level transformation. We can manage that. It's just the ones that have me sitting here all day that bug me. The third party ones, the masterpieces, I have very little patience. But for this, we can live. Not crazy clear what you're supposed to do with the shoulders, but the arms bang on underneath and then flip forward. Oh boy, that's actually very clever. I'm not gonna remember how that works, but that is pretty crisp. These are the shapes you see during a Bayverse transformation, right? The jaggedy edges, the clean, smooth surfaces, the gunmetal. Is that a licensed? It is. Huh. It's official licensed Lambo vehicle mode. That is very swoosh. Very swoosh. That is not bad. Was there ever a clearer juxtaposition between the G1 Retro and the hyper-modern Bayverse? These are both deluxe class Transformers, ostensibly the same level of engineering. This one I transformed on the fly in 1.5 minutes. This one I did with instructions in 15. We embellish, but that is the vibe. Quite fond of that. The Bayverse Studio Series is kind of not my super focus right now, but I enjoy having been able to check that out. Thank you, Hasbro. That is a tight little customer, and I'm here for it. By necessity, there's a lot of clunky panel lines, but it works. It forms the shape of this truly gorgeous, sleek and sexy sportmobile. I just can't imagine driving this through the streets of London or Newcastle or Alnwick Castle, trying to maintain disguise. This is a head turner. This is a quote-unquote chick magnet. There's no way this has anything to do with disguise, and that's the Michael Bay difference. He cares naught for subtlety, but then like G1 Hot Rod, was that a disguise? It was different. It was the future. I gotta give a shout out to Sixo, actually, from Triple Takeover podcast. He just put out a brilliant little video review about the retro hot pink Hot Rod, the one in the original movie colors. It's the G1 toy, but they finally did it in hot pink movie accurate colors because it's been red forever. And Sixo did a really good little review about it, so go and have a look at that, please. This has been Studio Series Last Night Hot Rod, and I found his gut. Bang! You are slow. Oh, mate, it's sleevey season, and I cannot be mad about that. I've also got a brand new fresh tattoo on my arm that I don't want to show you just yet. It's in the crispy, peely phase right now, so I'm not debuting it just yet. But it's pretty cute. I think you'll like it. But not today. Anyway, let's do a baby one. This is Studio Series 86 Decepticon Rumble parentheses blue. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bluey! You gotta love that. I'm so tired of the Frenzy Rumble debate. Aren't you, though? I think it's funny. It's like, it's Rumble, and there's another one, and one's red, one's blue, and no one can make up their mind which one's which, and it's funny. But there's a lot of folks who get, like, really defensive about it. For me, Rumble is the blue one, because Rumble's toy just wasn't around when I was a kid. It was like a mail-away one or something, or it just wasn't available. I didn't see a G1 Rumble toy until I was well into my 30s. So for me, Rumble is and has always been blue. What is that? Pose. Kind of a star jump.
First we crack the shell.
I do enjoy that they didn't specify which one was Rumble, which was Frenzy in the movie itself, because that would probably have been the defining factor, and they just didn't do it. So for now we have Rumble specified as the blue one. Maybe the next one will be Frenzy, maybe it'll be Rumble but red. God, that's a tiny lad. Where's my Soundwave? Bigger question, which Soundwave is this going to be compatible with? Is it going to be G1? Is it going to be the Netflix one? Is it going to be Masterpiece? Siege? We don't know. I think they just put out the Siege one again in Legacy, didn't they? Right, I'm going to do a quick Soundwave roundup, a quick round wave, and we'll test it out, okay? Okay, G1 Soundwave. The cassettes are this big. Recent generation Soundwave. This is the Netflix one, but I think he's got the same cassette bay as the Siege guy. cassettes are this big, so they're a tiny bit smaller. Let's see what's up with this little troublemaker.
Yes, mate, I am very small and blue.
Cheeky rumble brag. We have guns. Doesn't seem like he can hold the guns, but we can arm mount. Cheeky Starscream mode. He's just got such an attitude, this guy. Such a vibe. They should just call him Trouble. Here's something I was thinking, actually. You know, in Legacy, they did Crasher, the GoBot Crasher. I thought Crasher would make a hell of a trio with Rumble and Frenzy, because she loves cackling at stuff. She loves making trouble, and she has earthquake powers. God, that's daft, isn't it? Rumble, Frenzy, and Crasher just being a total menace. I thought that'd be a fun little episode of Cyberverse. That's a lot of fun, actually. So these are going to be roughly battery-sized, aren't they? Yeah, this is original Soundwave's cannon. This is 1-to-1 AA battery, and that is slightly longer. It's more dedicated as Rumble's pile driver rather than pretending it's something else. That's the iconic Frenzy look, right? Pile driver's out, back cannon's up, causing problems on purpose for everybody. No elbows, though. That's a little weird. Still, love the colors, love the vibe. He looks right. Let's see if we can transform him without help. Always like the little circuit nips on these lads, because they're ostensibly like the little holes, the little windy tape holes, but they just look like very far apart circuit nips. Pop the head away real quick. Boop. These, I think, are gonna go like this. Fold up them feeties. Ooh, that's not it, is it?
If I'm Decepticon turf, you happen to tumble. Too bad, Autobot, cause here comes Rubble.
Just the worst catchphrase I've heard in my life, but Crasher would love it. Crasher loves a shite zinger. I don't think I'm doing very well with this. I might have to concede defeat. All right, fine. Just give me the slightest clue. Stage 6, that's me in the club. So the legs literally just cram into his armpits. That's not what I expected. And we have a sketchy cassette. And that is definitely Siege scale. So that's going to go in with modern sort of Netflix Siege Soundwave. This is the one that works with that. Yeah, there he goes. Tidy. Lilac Soundwave. Oh god, he really just looks like a squished up bloke, doesn't he? He looks like he's in a lot of trouble. Ah, love it. There's nothing like Soundwave, man. Soundwave is iconic. Him and his little fam. Father of the Year. That's also going to work with Siege Soundwave, which is a weird toy that transforms into nothing, but it looks good, and I prefer that it has the yellow eyes. Rumble also works with him, okay. And technically, it won't fit, but it will go in. G1 Soundwave. He sure is inside there now. Oh god, we love Soundwave. Just one of the best robot designs, not even in Transformers, just generally. Soundwave is god tier. So there it is, little Rumble. Parentheses blue. That is lilac. Sorry, that ain't blue. That is lilac and turquoise. But for shorthand, for the mass market release, we can call it blue. On the blue end of the color wheel. Gosh, nice mix of stuff today, even though it's all Legacy and Studio Series. I know it's mostly G1, but we've had a bit of Armada, a bit of Bayverse. Legacy is coming through with all kinds of stuff, including Transmetal 2 Beast Wars Megatron. Oh god, we're going leader class, baby. This is something. Massive man made of lava with a screeching dragon arm. Transformers Prime Predacon symbol. All right. Monthly Megatron. This doesn't count. It sure ain't monthly anymore. Big lad. God, that's huge. Come to Papa. Good god. That is big. Ooh. I was expecting leader class, but leader class means a number of things recently. Like Blitzwing, that's a Voyager size toy with like extra engineering. Laser Prime, same. Voyager guy with some extra stuff. This. Thumbnail face. Oh god. Oh, gobsmacked. Literally gobsmacked. I can't. Oh, I love a fire accessory. So this is, as we've established, Transformers Legacy Leader Class Transmetal 2 Megatron, based off the like the third or fourth iteration of Beast Wars Megatron. He was just a giant red dragon, and there's really no way to do this in a subtle way. That is the most impressive and visually striking action figure I've seen in a long time. When I heard this was happening, I assumed it would be a retool of the Beast Wars Leader Megatron, and I assumed it would be about the same size. But looking at it, I'm not seeing much of that guy in here. That dinosaur Megatron didn't really work for me. We talked about it during the JP93 video. It's okay, but it left no impression on me. Here he is. That is such an upgrade. Like this guy, I'm not here to talk trash about this guy. It's okay. But this is simply something else, all right? This is spectacular. I don't know how much, if any, shared engineering there is here. The thighs and waist look similar, but I don't think there's much more than that that's been recycled here. I'm kind of already in love with the original Beast Wars Megatron, but the Transmetal one always looked very awkward in like 1998 engineering. It looked very sort of stodge. But this now here, gobsmacked. Jeez, I can't even collect myself. So he has segmented neck arm with a giant dragon face for a hand, massive sort of crunchy What's-It looking accessory. Oh mate, have you tried crunchy What's-Its? They're so good. The cheesy ones. Do you remember the fella from, your man from Biohazard put a solo album out the other year and he's holding like a Molotov cocktail or something, but they've like photoshopped the fire on it and it just looks like he's holding a chicken leg. That's what that is.
KFC, sir?
Julius KF Caesar. So I don't know what this guy is doing apart from looking great. Does he have a gimmick or anything? He's got a whole prehensile Hellraiser ponytail. That's clearly going to be his tail, but the fact that it's mounted on the back of his head, that's very Clive Barker. That's very Nightbreed. Very Cronenbergian, isn't it? Ooh, he's a wavy boy. But the wings, though. I don't know if you're supposed to, like, keep them caped up and conservative in this robot mode, but I ain't gonna. Oh, no. They cannot be silenced. Devil man, devil man. Ah, that's my favorite thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna have to relearn to speak here for a second. Yes, Queen. Can confirm the official robot mode has the wings down. Boo. And also the flame thing can be a club. An animated snarl style club.
He's huge! Oh yeah, I almost forgot! He carries a club made of lava!
So muted without the wings. Still great, still huge and impressive. Let me just, if you would, let me just. We're doing instructions with this one, don't know where to begin. Head comes off, folds back. That goes there. Okay, so we go out, down, out again. Bod comes down. Ooh, little arms. Look at that, he's grasping his little titties right there. Boop. And these come out. There's like 5 stages here to say fold the hands out. Suppose that makes it clearer where they go on the way back in. Okay, that's fine. Appreciate that. Flaps come down either side. Open this little arm door, Cassian arm door. Fold up the other hand. I don't think there's gonna be any room in the dragon mode for this normal ass arm. Door covers the hand, and then this whole bit, like so. Close this whole situation. Feet do, yep, there we go. This is straight in my top 10 for the year. I've got so many robots this year, I can't even keep track. But this is something else. Hip split, yep, there we go. Those are the same bits from Beast Wars Megatron, but I don't think any of the rest of it is. Shove his head ass right there. Dead ass head ass. Close this weird plate here. This just pops in to hug that tum. And then it's wing time, and we're done. Boom! Oh, mate, that is so silly. Jesus Christ. I gotta tell you, that might be one of my favorite toys ever. Friggin' period. That is so good. Listen, if you're on the fence about spending 55, 60 pounds on a Beast Wars thing that you don't know what it is, like I was, I gotta say, I would be very happy if I'd taken the gamble on this thing. This is nuts! Wow! Wow, simply wow. I don't know how else to express what's going on in my brain and heart and soul and skeleton right now. Ah, that is wild. Oh, you can do a little flap. Yes, incredible. He's made of muscle and fire and explosions and fabulousness. This is metal in the silliest way possible. Pure Halloween. Good God, I love this. I can't stop smiling. I literally can't stop smiling. My mouth hurts. My face aches from grinning at this thing. Ow. Ow, the good pain. Transmetal 2 Beast Wars Megatron. That is insane. That is the last thing I expected to be my favorite thing from today. We love G1, but it's kind of established. We know, it's familiar. Bayformers, we like it, but if we're being real, I do kind of have to push. I have to switch my brain into, okay, I suppose we're doing this mode. But Beast Wars Explodey Megatron Dragon, straight in. No qualifiers, no explanation required. This thing is truly fabulous and wonderful and makes my life feel better. Oh, God. All right, there's more. I suppose we've got to move on. I don't really wanna, but there's more to be done, and I am technically at work right now. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. You can go right there. and you can stay there. Permanent desk bot. Oh god, my face. I'm in a lot of pain. Good pain. Smiley pain. Smiley Pain, there's a good band name. There's a terrible band name, never use it. And breathe. That was something. Got 4 more bots. Shall we do a giveaway? Happy Crimbo, everybody. Let's do one of these. This is Transformers Studio Series 8617, Voyager class Ironhide. This is simply a stunning toy. In a small way, in a petty way, I'm a little bit irritated because earlier this year, I made this video about DK2 Guard, and I'm like, oh, I'm fed up waiting for them to do a good Ironhide. This one will do. It's never gonna happen. And then they did it immediately. It keeps happening, man. This one skids. I don't know if, like, I'm some kind of oracle or somebody up the top is watching my stuff. Obviously they are, but I don't know if they're taking influence from what I say. So I don't know if I should stop saying that good things are never gonna happen because they end up happening and then I look dumb, or if I should do it more because good things keep happening. So before I go and get my other one off the shelf and show it off a little bit, would you like to have a pop at winning this one? All I would like you to do, shocker, it's the same thing as always. First of all, subscribe to our channel if you're not already. If you are, great, get in there. But if not, please do click that button, ring the bell. But if you're already subscribed, then go ahead and skip to step 2, which is emailing me. So if you could, send an email to fewgiveaways@gmail.com. In the subject line, I'd like you to put Ironhide, Ironhide, spelled just like this, and in the body of the email, just put the term, such heroic nonsense. You know the one, you know why. Those are the last words he heard before he got his face shot off. My precious boy, always loved Ironhide, love that they've allowed us the backdrop here so we can recreate the moment that he perished. Ah, memories. So please do drop me that email in plenty of time for, let's say the 11th, Sunday the 11th of December. That way I can get it in the post and it'll probably make it by Christmas, but it's a little sketchy, so get on with it. So Sunday the 11th, before midnight GMT, pretty please, drop me an email, Ironhide, such heroic nonsense, and we're gonna do this worldwide. Everybody's in, baby. Best of luck. Gorgeous. Oh, look how fast I unboxed that. So yeah, I already have this lad. Here's the one that I got a couple of weeks ago. Being simply stunning and fulfilling all the desires I had for an Ironhide that is exactly like this. I don't know what to say. It's perfect. It's all the things I wanted the last 4 to be. It's the right size. I mean, it's sold as a Voyager class, but it's a deluxe scale. I can kind of see why, because it is a genius action figure, stunningly engineered. He's got little guns, not too much accessories like they did with the Masterpiece. The proportions are right. He's stocky and chunky, and he's the right colors, and his chest looks perfect. And he's even got a little bit of that transparent blue plastic, because that gives him kind of echoes of the BotCon one, the one that was toe line. That had a bit of that vibe on the go. And I just appreciate that this one has a little bit of that as well. There's something really fun about that. I'm gonna see if I can remember how to transform it, because it's similar to the Siege one and the Earthrise DK2 Guard and all those, but it's not quite the same. These form a bit of the roof. Tilt that forward and pop the roof out, pop the head in there. Yeah, that's right. We're already looking good. This is already one of the best looking Ironhide alt modes. Can I remember how this works? The answer, I'm afraid, is not really. All right, that comes up. That spins, that's the one. Then this folds up and clicks in. Bit too much chin on the van mode for me. See, I am still a little bit salty that this was the 3rd deluxe scale Ironhide that came out. Siege was 2018, wasn't it? But it was not long ago, and I was delighted when that happened. So to have gone through another 2 and have them both be, like, incrementally better, like Earthrise was a bit better, but then this one happened and this one's spectacular. It does sort of dampen the triumph of finally having a good Ironhide when we had to go through 2 slightly naff ones to get there. But you know what? It still happened and I'm still happy. Hands fold down, legs totally balloon out into like a panel explosion. I don't know if I've got a full review of this thing in me, because having already done DK2 Guard and Siege Ironhide, I don't know how much there is I can really say about this. Just chew over the same subject matter again with a slightly different result. The result being that I eat my words. If I keep making these big declamatory statements and then the thing that I said was never gonna happen just ends up happening, then I'm happy to be proven wrong. Broadly speaking, I'm happy to be proven wrong when I'm being negative. Whether on purpose or not, something I wanted has taken place, and how am I gonna be mad about this gorgeous, perfect Ironhide? It's not totally perfect. The hinge is a bit weird and the panels are kind of a lot, but it works. this. It's a cute, nice Autobot-y Ironhide. It's very Autobot-y, and I'm fully satisfied with that. If it had a yellow stripe, it would hit the spot so much harder. But as it is, it's very, very good. Tiny stress mark on the go there. I think that's probably my fault. But you know what? I could live with it. That's actually where the yellow stripe would go. I don't mind being corrected when the price of my being wrong is getting good toys. Do these store? I think they do. I think they go under here. Yes, the guns snap on underneath. I don't know if they'll be able to roll. Yeah, all right. Bottom line, Studio Series 84 Ironhide is friggin' lovely. And it's extremely obvious that this is also going to be Ratchet, which is fine. I think that's all I have to say about that. On the topic of Ironhide, all I'm going to do now is simply enjoy this toy. Shall we have another? Who's this? Oh, it's Pointblank. Very squished in label there. Autobot Pointblank and Autobot Peacemaker. Wasn't this toy called Blanca at some point? Did they secure the trademark in time? Okay. But yes, this is the second Target Master lad. There was, of course, the Siege Ironhide repaint that was Crosshairs, which looked pretty solid, but I already had 2 of that mold. But for now, we have Pointblank. Shall we make friends? Do you remember the arcade game Pointblank? It was one of those shooters that comes with like a handgun. It was all cartoony style, and when you fired it, the whole top chunk of the gun would go pom pom like that. I was very impressed when I was 8. Ooh, battered sausage. Damn, that is a severe frown on there. Somewhere between Windcharger and Perceptor, but less happy and approachable. Toys, toys, toys. Yeah, it's Pointblank. This is one that we've been waiting a minute for. In the whole Generations thing, I don't think we've had a Pointblank yet. Like Ironhide, we've had 4 or 5 goes in. Trailbreaker, there's been a couple. Even Skids has had 2. But Pointblank, I think this is the first one. And this was a Target Master boy, wasn't it? There's his little pal. Seems to be a lot of affection for old Pointblank. Everybody of my generation seems to have their favorite Target Master. It's just the one you had, isn't it? For me, it's Sure Shot, the yellow Dune buggy fella. That's my boy. But I do know a few folks who are big fans of Pointblank. He's not a guy I'm terribly invested in. I probably would have bought him. The whole Something Master era was very heavy, chunky toys. Like the Power Masters, Headmasters were famously very hefty, and the Target Masters were the same. Like the Decepticon ones were great as well. We got all them in Titan's Return, didn't we? Trigger Happy, Slugslinger, Misfire. So it seems late for Pointblank to be coming out now. I suppose there's an aspect of there are just fewer Decepticons. As the baddies, shouldn't they like outnumber the good guys? So there's an element of underdog. How are you going to be the underdog when you've got Fortress Maximus? There's something a little bit Armada about that even, isn't there? No, not really. This is very sort of mid G1 energy, very hot roddy. Can he ride in that? It doesn't look like it. I see, he can sort of bridge this gap here. You got some clips and he boop, just slots on right there. Brilliant. The Target Masters never could ride inside, could they? I don't think so. That was a Headmaster thing. So yeah, that's kind of decent, man. That's nice. Love to see characters of this era getting their spotlight in the current era. Love the sort of 80s space energy, sci-fi vehicle vibe. That's very good, actually. Yeah, I'm into that. Pretty far out to think that the Stunticons were 85 and Target Masters, I think, were 87. Just a couple of years from a very normal maroon road car to an awesome hot red laser space dragster. That's a little bit fantastic. I love that. Just the various different energies of G1 come into play with Beast Wars and Armada and that. This is the wild times. Right, a bit more from the G1 silly goose era. This is a deluxe Skullgrin. Already I love it. This is a funny one, I gotta tell you. Hey! Jesus, the size of that head. That is madness. Right, let's break him out. I gotta see this with my own eyes, man. They're doing some wild stuff with the Pretenders recently. Because we had the whole sort of Power of the Primes miniature version thing, which was nice, I suppose, to have sort of pocket money desk toys of those designs. Because they're wild, right? The Decepticon monsters that they came up with for that were incredible. I do hope we get a new summer order. Oh, mate, check out that boxer. He's got a heart nose. He's pure evil and malevolence and death, but his nose loves you. But yeah, Core Classic Juanas looks fun. I haven't checked him out, but he does look decent. I hear good things. We've got Bomb Burst coming, and this is a very strange choice, I gotta tell you. Just grab this lad for comparisons. This is, what was it? Generations? I think it was when it was just Generations Skullgrin. This was a repaint of the Straxus Dark Mount figure. And it's kind of cool, but it's very serious. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to transform. This was the era of like Sergeant Cup and the War for Cybertron video game boys. So the fact that we now have this friggin' Halloween costume, this stupid power metal mascot, it's a very sort of basic looking, standard, straight up and down, flat grey robot with two massive machetes that are also machine guns. Machetes! Oh, I hate that. So I think what they've done is they've taken both the Pretender shell and the inner robot of Skullgrin and rolled them into one guy. That's what I think they've tried to do. Like, this is a Submarauder from the same line, around at the same time. And what he is he's a fabulous mutant creature with a shark for a face, like Masters of the Universe vibes, right? God, he's great. I love Submarauder. But if you open him up, this is merely a shell, and the guy inside, Pretender's hide the Transformer inside. Is that it? Something like that? The guy you get in the middle is actually extremely basic. It's still a Transformer, but just barely. I don't know what he's supposed to turn into. I think that's it. I think that they all do something like that. Basic, but functional Transformers that go inside another thing, and then it's kinda two toys in one, right? That's the whole conceit of it, is that it's a robot and a disguise for the robot. So it's kind of two toys in one of which looks cool and does nothing, and the other one does something but looks like crap. So I understand they've tried to take Skullgrin's basic inside robot and give it the fabulous demon skull theming of its shell as well. Difficult to tell how well it's gone, but it's certainly a look. Like, the juxtaposition of the sort of flat, horizontal, square robot detail here, and then the barbarian belt with a skull on it. It looks like he's cosplaying himself. Like, there's a grey and purple robot that's wearing these hard white parts to try and look different. Very odd. But I have to say, I prefer this to Generation Skullgrin. This is too dry for me. Too serious. Nice cheeky double cannon on the back there. Don't know if that does anything. We'll soon find out. Oh, I see. So these guns can pop off the turret, and he can hold them, or he can shoulder mount them. Okay, that's neat. So we can swap out the tubular turret cannons for the machetes. They can go on the back instead. Or you can pop one. There you go. Nice sort of CG setup. And bang one on there. Cripes, what a mess. There's potential. There's play potential. All right, we tuck the hands, tilt the guns. Face goes up. Panel comes down. Huh. Hello. Oh, wow, okay. So this whole section... Far out. The head goes through. Clasp these together. It's doing a lot of work to turn into nothing much. Hinge this down. This is weird, man. This was a very unexpected figure in the first place. I thought it'd be like a flop down sort of 2 or 3 step changer, but it's very involved. Plenty kicking off here. Fold the feet up, shunt up the shins, then we turn these out and disguise the ugliness with some guns. Wow, what a freak show. I didn't know what to expect from a Legacy Deluxe class Skullgrin. It sure does do the thing that it says it does. It's a fun one to check out, but I don't know if it's good. I think that's more interesting as an artifact than it is as an actual Transformer, because that alt mode is really not great. But the way it gets there is fascinating. The amount of effort and dedication that this toy puts into turning into not a whole lot, that is impressive. And it's got 4 weapons, and it's got a big silly metal ram skull head looking like a Lamb of God album. Yeah, it matches my nails kind of. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I just don't know if I could say that I like it. It's certainly interesting. I appreciate the attempt to consolidate the Pretender shell with the inner guy. The fact that the alt mode is based on a crap alt mode. It does a good job of looking like something that sucks. There it is. There's your tagline. So this guy with a core class Iguanus and Bomb Burst. This is both figuratively and literally the tank of the gang, isn't it? God, what a state though. Flipping heck, look at that. It's got more character, I think, than the Generations one. I prefer it in its sheer temerity. The absolute audacity. The cheek, the nerve, the gall, and the gumption. Just the fact that these are wave mates. Pointblank with his swish spacey styles and his cool wheels. The absolute 80s lasery charm of that. Next to whatever the f***ing hell this is. Skullgrin. What are you? I love it. All right, I've settled on I love it. I love it for the pure fact that it bothered. Anyway, one more, and then we'll call it a night, I reckon. Must once again say thank you to the folks at Hasbro for sending me all these brilliant prezzies to show off to you lot. We'll do a P.O. Box one soon, see what the fam are saying. But I've just gone straight for the throat with this one. This is Studio Series Leader Class 91 Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. The Fallen. This was a long time coming, this one. I think the Fallen proved kind of unpopular out of the pantheon of villains. Because what did he do? He showed up and got horribly killed. Did we ever see him transform? Few characters have done less. Tony Todd, though, at least we heard him speak, because the normal sort of Decepticon vocabulary is like alien nonsense sounds, and then just the noise you make when you get a knife shoved in your neck. Oh, I'm being killed! So this is the original 2009 Revenge of the Fallen, gifted to me by the lovely Brentasaur way back in 2010, and it ain't good, I'm afraid to say. It's got droopy feet, like they tried to do something. You plonk it on the surface and it goes blah. It's a mess. So it was about time for a do-over. We have gorgeous painted artwork, as we tend to for the Leader Class lads. I think this is the first, like, Bayverse Studio Series painted one I've seen, because we had, like, Sludge and Coronation Starscream, but this is, I think, the first Bayverse one I've seen. I did spot a Leader Class Scavenger in TK Maxx the other day, but that still had, like, the window, and it was 18 quid. They can't give them away. The Constructicons, man, it's so difficult to find the full set. You may as well not even try. Anyway, ooh, oh no. Oh, they packaged him in faceless mode. They really did my boy dirty here. Give me your face. That was the worst, most depressing and disgusting moment of the whole franchise. Come on, mate. Give you back your face. There. Much better. Actually, much better. That's brill. Let's see if we can do this. The Fallen, the way he died, it was wretched, bleeding, like slobbering, defiled, and it didn't feel like a triumph, you know? It felt like brutality. I struggled to get behind it, but then the film was over and I went home. They always suffer so much. I don't enjoy watching that. Does that make me a wuss? I just prefer when robots blow up. Sorry. Let's do the backdrop real quick. That is another bit of Egypt. I feel like that's the problem with so many of the Studio Series lads from Revenge of the Fallen, because everything happened here. There was one big scene in the desert with a load of ruins, and that's the only time anything happened, apart from Sideways, or Demolisher, and then the rest of it, everything else happened in the desert, so all the backdrops look the same. I think most of the Constructicons came with the same one. Still, I suppose that's a kind of good one. You got the pyramids in the back, ruins in the front, and the airstrike. That was anticlimactic, wasn't it? See, there are no clever deaths. They either just shoot everything to pieces or just punch their heads off. Anyway, toys. So what's going on with these dangly bits? Before we get to the robot, what are we doing with these? They pop onto the arms and then they meet in the middle? Have I got that the right way around? They both came off, so I don't know if these are the right ones. I think that's it, but it may be on backwards. But the point is it pops off very easily, so it doesn't really matter. These, looks like they clip together, and they are his big long staff thing. Perfect. All right, one boy with his long old butt scratcher. Butt scratcher, remember that? That was funny, wasn't it? 15 years ago. Hiya. Gosh, he does look like a Bionicle, doesn't he? He really does. That is kind of impressive, I gotta tell you. It is kind of a sick robot, man. So fully evil. Megatron's boss. Even eviler than Megatron. Even more eviler than that. Even less easy to understand what I'm looking at. Oh, that ain't bad, you know. That is pretty enjoyable. The little pipes and components and whatnot going on out here. Oof. Interesting sort of joint setup going on. Really reminds me of the Predator clan leader from the Kenner toys. I think it's this bit, the little frill. He's got the frill and the staff and the terrifying mouth. You know what? I kind of dig this. I dig this. As much as Revenge of the Fallen is a strange, annoying, weird, aggressive, horrible film, it reminds me of some good times. 2009 was a lot going on, but some of it was fun. And I remember being very, very hyped about Transformers 2. Revenge of the Fallen is the Disturbed of movies, because it's not good. I know it's not good, but part of me loves it, and I can't help it. Oh, that's easier. If you slide half of it in, and then clip on the other bit, yeah, that works loads better. Boop. Oh, yes, not bad. Light piping. That is sinister, baby. Obviously, it works in dead mode as well. Oh, you poor chimp. Legitimately hate that. Anyway, let's transform this big bozo. Oh, no. Ugh, they gave him a mouth. Oh, remarkable amount of effort has gone into subjugating this guy. I suppose what else are you going to do with it? What else did he do in the film? He did the normal Decepticon thing of showing up and dying. I really hope that doesn't continue in Rise of the Beast. I hope they give him a little bit of space, a little bit of personality. Hopefully it will be good and not a horrible, mean-spirited mess of a film. Not to bag too much on the movieverse. I don't want to be one of those guys, but just let the Decepticons breathe for 10 minutes, please. Is that it? That's something. And then let's go up and then forward. I don't even really know what this turns into. We never see him transform, do we? We collect the toes into the middle. See, they don't need to be automatic. Long him up and flat him out. They come up like so, and the legs clip into the shoulders. Knees just tab in here, the thing falls off and hits the ground. That's cool, love that, my favourite part. These things are supposed to clamp on here somewhere, but I'm not seeing it, man. This is very sort of weirdly nostalgic. It makes me think of like Revenge of the Fallen Ravage, because Ravage in the movie is just a robot alien panther thing, and then for the toy they're like, re-entry mode. It just curls up in a ball and it's like, there you go. And this very much feels like that. It's just, I don't know, spaceship. In the vein of movie 1 Megatron. It doesn't look like anything, but it can be that if you want it to be. These bits, I fully don't see the point of these. Is that it? I think that's it. What is that? I don't know. Just an evil triangle, isn't it? That is definitely an upgrade and it's something of a redemption to the original Fallen. I prefer this a lot. What I really want to say is that this is the Revenge of the Fallen, but it kind of still has a lot of the same problems that are just endemic to this robot. Having no real defined alt mode to change into, that is what is gonna happen with this guy. He's gonna look like this and parts are gonna fall off. Those are really pointless. I fully don't understand why those are there. They don't look good in the robot or alt mode. They don't really help and they just come off. Oh, whatever. What's that GoBot? It looks like Vamp. Yeah. Hold up. Do you remember Vamp from the GoBots? The monster GoBots? That's what it is. The Fallen is simply Big Bad Vamp. Don't tell me you can't see it. Don't you dare tell me you can't see it. I kind of love it though. The robot mode's very good. They generally are in the Studio series. Transformations are necessarily overdeveloped. They have to be just because of the nature of the bots they're creating. Yeah, I dig that. That's really decent. For me, the Fallen is pretty good. Strong look, and I think that's your lot. Cheers once again to the folks at Hasbro for letting me check out all the hot stuff. This has been a fun afternoon. This has been Dammit Open. I've been Thew. You've been wonderful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back before you know it with more hot, fresh robot action, and even some cheeky, cold, stale, stagnant old robot action. It's all good, right? Please do like and share if you enjoyed this little romp today. Don't forget to get in on the Ironhide giveaway, and most importantly, stay sexy. Oh, absolute scenes. What a state. Cheers so much for watching, everybody. Cheers so much for watching, and thank you to all the patrons who enable me to do this ridiculous thing that I do, along with crazy big shout-outs this particular day to Frost Titan. Thank you so much, mate. I do hope you keep it chill. Toodaloo, baby girl.
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.